Hey y'all, so welcome back to our channel. If you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe. So this video, I'm going to show you how to feed a crowd for the Super Bowl. We're going to make some fajitas, some burritos, and some quesadillas. And it's very easy and it's affordable. Stay tuned. All right, so first things first, you're going to get your vegetables cut up. And then we're going to wash them and you're going to cut them up. All right, so here is the meat that I'm using. It was already stripped up. You can buy it stripped up or do it yourself. So this is the seasoning I'm using. I'm going to tell you a little bit something about those fajita seasoning packs a little later, but I'm just showing you now what I used. Okay, and yeah. All right, so you're going to put some olive oil on your meat to allow your seasoning to stay on them. And the seasoning doesn't end up in the bottom of your pot. It'll stick to the meat. So you want to mix that around. You're not going to use a whole lot of oil, just enough. Okay, so, and then you're just going to add all your seasonings. These fajita seasonings packs, I wasn't a fan of. They were really sweet. I wasn't a fan of that. But I'll talk about that again a little later. So you're just going to add all these seasonings. Now, what I'll tell you is next time I won't be using those fajita seasoning packs because I looked on the back of them after I had used them. Mistake. Sugar is like the third or fourth item in there, and they are sweet, and I did not like that. If you're going to use a pre-made fajita seasoning, I would suggest the McCormick one. It is really good. But you can always just use some salt, some pepper, paprika, cumin, garlic powder, onion powder, a little bit of cayenne, and add some fresh garlic and the onion and bell pepper, and you're good to go. All right. So that's just a little warning. You know, you may like that. I didn't like the sweetness. I had to add things to it to cut that sweetness because it was very sweet to me. For my taste, it was very sweet. But it came out, ended up being good because, like I said, I added other things to it. But just remember, okay? So you're gonna add your vegetables, and then you can let this set for a couple of hours or overnight. It's totally up to you, and I'm just throwing vegetables all over the place. But yeah, so that's that. Okay, here's something that I add to anytime I make tacos or anything like that. I take some fresh jalapenos or serranos and an onion, and I toss them with some salt and some olive oil, and I cook them in my grill pan until they're really charred, and I eat them on the side with my tacos or whatever, even nachos. But I usually do it with serranos because they're usually spicier, but I had jalapenos, so that's why I use those. But you can use whatever you want. It's totally up to you, or not use it at all. It's up to you, but I like it. All right, so you're just going to add them in there. And you're just going to let them cook slowly until they are charred and cooked down. And then you're going to put them aside. Now, for the chicken, I use pre-seasoned chicken, pre-cooked chicken. You can just use regular season. You can just use raw chicken, season it like I said with the other stuff. And I cook down my vegetables, and then I'm going to add the chicken in there and just heat it through and put it aside. You do not want to cook this too much because, like I said, it's already cooked. And it's well seasoned. These were buy one get one free. So, and then the chicken breast was like $13 a pack. So, ain't nobody got time for that. But yeah. So that's what you're gonna do, and you're just gonna move it around, and let it cook. Let it heat through, and then put it aside. All right, so now you're going to take a larger pot, and for your beef, you're going to go ahead and put some vegetables in, season them up, let them saute for a few minutes. These are primarily to season your meat with to help, and then you're going to add your beef. And then you're going to stir it in really well, and you're just going to let it go until it's cooked through. Now, there will be some juice in the bottom of the pot. You're just going to let that cook out. You're going to let that cook out, and you're going to let it cook down so that your meat can tenderize. Buy something that's already kind of tender. Buy something that's specifically for maybe either a stir fry or fajitas, okay? And you're going to just let this cook down, and then you're going to set it aside. Now, to set up your fajitas, what I do is I take the fajita wrappers and I put them in some damp paper towel, and I pop them in the microwave for about 45 seconds to heat them through so they're more pliable. And then I just fill them with whatever meat you want to fill it with. I top it with some more vegetables, and then some lettuce, some cheese. If you want to use sour cream, want to use whatever it is you like on your tacos, you can do it on a fajita. There's really no rules here. It's what you like, okay? So I just fill it, and then I put some vegetables on there. Those vegetables are sauteed, by the way. And at a party, you just set these up. You can pre-fill them if you want, and just wrap them in a little foil and set them in pans and like chafing dishes. Or you can just set the meat in chafing dishes and let people serve themselves. It's totally up to you. You probably want to go ahead and fill them yourself so that you know how many you have, so that, you know, you can stretch it as far as you can. But that's totally up to you, however you want to do that. It's still a lot of work to do it that way, but, you know. So, yeah, like I said, you can use chicken, you can use beef, you can use shrimp, you can use tofu, you can use just all vegetables if you like. It is totally up to you. You don't even have to add any type of meat product in this. Just season it really well and go for it. Okay. And on the side, you can add some yellow rice, some white rice, some black beans and rice, whatever you want to do. You don't even have to add any rice. It's totally up to you. I did yellow rice because that's the popular rice around here. But like I said, you can do whatever you want. You can add some lettuce. I like sour cream on mine, but I didn't have any sour cream and I didn't feel like going to the store. But whatever you like, you can make guacamole. We don't eat guacamole in this house, so yeah, that's not gonna happen. And you just top it with whatever you like, and or like I said, have all the fajitas and stuff made up, and just have the toppings off to the side. And now for the burrito, I do the same thing. I wrap it in damp paper towel. I let it pop it in the microwave for about 45 seconds to make it more pliable, and then I just fill it. Okay, so you fill it with whatever you want. Here I'm just filling it and with some chicken and some steak. And then I'm going to put some rice in there. and some lettuce because this one's for Jordan, so it's very simple. His is very simple. He's not going to eat a whole lot of different things. But, you know, there's no right or wrong way to make this. It's about what you like. You're not going to like everything everybody else likes. And, and that's okay. So I just roll it up. And I take that and I just roll it like that. Now for the quesadilla. Same thing, I use the burrito wrapper. And you don't have to put it in the microwave. I just put it in a hot skillet. And then I add my cheese, whatever kind of cheese you like. I'm using cheddar here. This is for Junior. So this is going to be pretty simple as well. This is going to be a chicken quesadilla. But as long as you see what to do, you can pretty much add whatever you want to add. There's no, limitations on what you can add. I just chopped the chicken up a little bit for the quesadilla and added it in there. And now you want to let that cheese start melting. And the idea is to let the quesadilla get a little crispy on this side, on that first side, so that it's easier to flip, okay? And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little cheese. I'm going to take this off because I remember to add cheese. I'm going to take that off and I'm going to add some cheese on top so that it'll start melting and that top tortilla will start to melt and it'll start to stick so that when you flip it over, you don't have a catastrophe, okay? So yeah, that's what you do. I'm going to put that back on. I'm going to let that go for a few minutes. So I'm going to let that go for a few minutes and then I'm going to take a spatula and get all the way under there and just flip it. And if you do the trick I told you so that the top one will start sticking with the cheese, you should be fine. You won't have any catastrophes. Okay? Now you can use homemade tortillas or store-bought. It's up to you. All right, you're just going to put your quesadilla, cut it with a knife or a pizza cutter or whatever, put it on a plate, add it with some salsa, and there you have it. Here's another menu idea for the Super Bowl. I hope that you all enjoy your day, enjoy your week, and stay warm. See y'all next time.